Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Continuing to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 15. Today we are going to read text 22. Does anyone remember what we read yesterday?
Hare Krishna. We read
Hare Krishna.
about the self-satisfaction that a devotee is always satisfied, and he offers the results at the lotus feet of Krishna. And he always connects his karmas at the and he doesn't try endeavor too much. He experiences happiness without endeavoring too much, and that's the real satisfaction is in the devotional service only. And and then also the very important point that what we read was that if it is lost, if we are more greedy, or there was this point, wait, I'm forgetting what was lost.
Spiritual strength is lost.
Spiritual strength is lost, yes.
Reputation is lost. Austerity. All these results are lost. Gradually, now knowledge is lost.
Yeah, if we are not satisfied, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Prabhupada was explaining, so this greed that we have for material things, we need to transfer this greed to Krishna. Be more greedy to do more, engage in more devotional service, hear more, chant more, and be greedy for association of devotees to meet Krishna. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So, text 22. Asankalpa jayet kamam.
Asankalpa jayet kamam.
Krodam kama vivarjana.
Krodam kama vivarjana.
Arthanarthe kshaya lobham.
Arthanarthe keshaya lobam.
Bhayam tattva amarshanath.
Bhayam
Tattvavarmanashanat.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. By making plans with determination, one should give up lusty desires for sense gratification. Similarly, by giving up envy, one should conquer anger. By discussing the disadvantages of accumulating wealth, one should give up greed. And by discussing the truth, one should give up fear. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has suggested how one can conquer lusty desires for sense gratification. One cannot give up thinking of women, for thinking in this way is natural. Even while walking on the street, one will see so many women. However, if one is determined not to live with a woman, even while seeing a woman, he will not become lusty. If one is determined not to have sex, he can automatically conquer lusty desires. So here Narad Muni is saying, first be determined. Like make your goal. Okay, I don't want to do this. So then it'll become easier. And this is what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining. So the example given in this regard is that even if one is hungry, if on a particular day he is determined to observe fasting, he can naturally conquer the disturbances of hunger and thirst. It's true, right? Like if there are special days, we are observing a special fast because we've already made a sankalp. We have made one day before, we are determined, okay, tomorrow I'm going to fast. Then we are able to do it. So if one is determined not to be envious of anyone, he can naturally conquer anger. So envy is what is keeping us here in the material world. So we need to be determined to give up envy, and in that way we will be able to control our anger also. Anger is coming when our desires are not fulfilled. When we are frustrated in our desires, then we get angry. Similarly, one can give up the desire to accumulate wealth simply by considering how difficult it is to protect the money in one's possession. If one keeps a large amount of cash with him, he's always anxious about keeping it properly. So it's true, no? If you don't have money, you think, oh, I need money. If you have money, then you're thinking how to safeguard it. So thus, if one discusses the disadvantages of accumulating wealth, he can naturally give up business without difficulty. Like Sanatana Goswami, after he was captured by the Nawab, right? He was put in prison. So then he told the jailer, I want to go for Hajj, let me go. So the jailer let him go, gave him some gold coins also. And then he had one, who was it? Ishana followed him, I think. I forgot his name. Anyway, one of the devotees accompanied him, and this devotee was having some gold coins. And then in the night, they were in the forest, they stayed in a guest house kind of. And the owner of the guest house, he came up to tell Sanatana Goswami, I was going to kill you. After some time, he said, I was going to kill you because I know you're like carrying gold coins. So Sanatana Goswami asked his companion, you have gold coins? You better give them right now to him. Yeah, so he was going to be killed because of the gold that the other devotee was carrying. Anyways, okay, but of course, I mean, but practically speaking, we all have needs, we all need money. But what the idea is, don't get over, don't over endeavor, don't get over involved with it. That's the idea.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I like that part. I mean, that's so true. That how, no, when we accumulate so much wealth and whatever, like possession, the thing is to take care of it
Yeah.
is so difficult, right? I mean, it's like it becomes a burden. I mean, it becomes tension. It's just,
Tension. You said the
yes,
word. Yeah, it's a tension.
very true, very true. Like, we keep thinking, but one day we have to leave this
Yeah,
world and then
yeah,
all the thing that we have accumulated.
it's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, then we have to give it up one day.
With the desire of accumulating it.
It's so true. So true.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I even like the way you've been telling from few days, rather we should convert our these greed, lust, anger into, uh, doing it for Krishna rather. So yesterday when we were hearing Prabhuji about Bhagavad Gita, right? We are attending the class. He was
Yeah,
also teaching us the same thing in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 2, I think 59 or 60 somewhere. He was explaining us about the right conduct of a person, how how one comes from uh, just chanting to asakti. You have to have that
ah,
devotion, you have to have that determination. When you're saying this, I'm
ah,
remembering this determination. Rather, if we have for chanting, then only you come to asakti, otherwise you won't.
mm,
So you can also forcibly come, he was explaining, by some disease or by some distress, but that then you fall back again. But if you are determined rather to chant and have that discipline and devotion, rather if you can convert it into spiritual, then you will come to that ras, that attachment for Krishna rather,
mm.
and it's so blissful. Yeah.
So nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Asakti is attachment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Attachment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how to get out, right? I mean, we should not have an attachment
So
so
we need to
much.
have.
Yeah. He was showing the ladder.
Actually, he was talking about the Sthit Pragya, that how a Sthit Pragya should sit, behave, and like how like a tortoise, he pulls all his limbs inside, in the sense he detached from all the senses. He pulls like how a turtle pulls all his when a turtle is being attacked or something, then he just pulls all his limbs inside, body parts,
So
head,
the shell.
and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Prabhuji was telling about a sthit pragya, actually, that how you have to use, like, yes, you are determined, but then how with your intelligence you have to control these senses. क्योंकि मन से अगर आप कंट्रोल करोगे तो मन तो कैसे ना कैसे कहीं ना कहीं फिर वहां ले जाएगा हमको. मे बी लाइक हाउ वी रेड कि जैसे आपका फास्ट है तो ठीक है, आप फास्ट के लिए कर लोगे, बट देन व्हाट. तो अगर आप बीमार हो तो आप कर लोगे कंट्रोल. यू विल कंट्रोल इफ यू आर सिक, क्योंकि यू कैन नॉट ईट मच. बट then yes, that determination, and then the intelligence, बुद्धि को भी उन्होंने पॉइंट आउट करा था कि जो ये 5 घोड़े हैं हमारे, जो our senses are like the 5 horses and मन is like the string that is controlling them. लेकिन उसको भी अगर हम मन को भी कंट्रोल करना है तो बुद्धि भी लगेगी, और देन वी हैव टू हैव दैट सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन. हमें सोचना पड़ेगा. ही आई पुट इट अ पॉइंट एंड देन ही सेड इन अ वेरी नाइस वे, आई सेड दैट प्रभु जी, तो हम मतलब सिर्फ ऐसे ही निकल जाएंगे क्या, या उससे कैसे, मतलब. तो देन ही सेड कि सिर्फ आप ऐसे करती जा रही हो 16 माला, तो ऐसे इसमें कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. आपको रियलाइज करना पड़ेगा, आपका एक एक एक्शन आपको देखना पड़ेगा, आप क्या कर रहे हो. मतलब
Yeah,
आपको
of
सोचना
course.
पड़ेगा. यू विल हैव टू एनालाइज योर सेल्फ एवरी सेकेंड. के बस आप ऐसे चैंट करके थोड़ा ना खत्म कि मेरा चैंटिंग हो गया, मैंने ये कर दिया. नहीं, ऐसे मतलब आपको ऐसे थोड़ा ना करना है. आपको सोचना है कि आप क्या कर रहे हो, क्या होगा ये करोगे तो आप. आर यू कमिंग क्लोज टू कृष्णा ये करके. तो आपको वो करना पड़ेगा उसके साथ में. तो वो स्थित प्रज्ञा के बारे में बता रहे थे कि लाइक वो किस तरह बैठते हैं, किस तरह आसन, मतलब क्या है उनका पूरा. तो
What is
बुद्धि
Sit Pragya? It is a perfect disciple.
Muni, he said
A
about the sthit
sage of
pragya.
steady, a sage of
Yeah,
steady mind.
steady
The
mind.
sage of steady mind. Yeah.
Oh,
Mm. Yeah, we have to be self-conscious before we can get Krishna conscious, you know. We have to see what we are doing, why are we doing it, what is my
yeah,
intention
like,
behind
we're
it.
just doing it mechanically, like chanting. Yeah. Sometimes I feel that's what I'm doing.
Not
Oh,
only
I have to
chanting,
do.
but even our other
But,
activities. For example, why did I speak with? You know, should I be actually speaking in this way? Should I not be?
mm,
Should I actually be doing this or should I not be? You know, being a bit more self-conscious.
mm. No, but
Yeah.
even like the chanting also, na? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Then sometime it may
just
become
doing it for the
mechanic.
sake of just doing it, yeah, mechanically.
Yeah. Then we have to again, you know, associate with devotees who like to chant or hear some seminars of chanting or,
Mm,
you know, read something about glories of the holy name. Again, get into that or chant together with someone to again get more. Because that's how we are, you know, for us, we take everything so materially, right? So then we get,
yes.
after some time, we get bored of something.
Mm, it's true.
Then again, we have to revive. So hearing, like, you know, there's so many of this on YouTube, the japa seminars, especially by Mahatma Prabhu. They're really nice. Uh, really like, again, inspires you to chant well. Yeah. Okay. Anvik, Shikya shokamoha.
Alishya shokamoha.
Shokamoho.
Dambam mahad upasaya.
Dambam mahad upasaya.
Yogantarayan maunena.
Yogantarayan
Yogantarayan
maunena.
maunena.
Himsam kamadi anihaya.
Himsam
Himsam
kamati anehaya.
kamaya.
By discussing spiritual knowledge, one can conquer lamentation and illusion. By serving a great devotee, one can become prideless. By keeping silent, one can avoid obstacles on the path of mystic yoga. And simply by stopping sense gratification, one can conquer envy. If one's son has died, one may certainly be affected by lamentation and illusion and cry for the dead son. But one may overcome lamentation and illusion by considering the verses of Bhagavad Gita, Jatasya hi dhruva mrityur, dhruvam janma mritasya cha. As the soul transmigrates, one who has taken birth, one must give up the present body, and then he certainly must accept another body. There should be no cause for lamentation. So here Narad Muni is saying that, okay, one has to conquer lamentation and illusion by serving a great, conquer lamentation by discussing spiritual knowledge. So Prabhupada is giving the example. Suppose one's son has died, of course one is going to be lamenting. And one cannot say, oh, no, 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 I'm not going to lament. It's very natural. One will lament, one will cry. But after some time, then we have to overcome it. And how to overcome it? By spiritual knowledge. By hearing from Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, how we heard that the queens were so much in lamentation after Krishna left, that Kalindi told them, you hear Bhagavatam. And then they heard Bhagavatam from Uddhav and they felt so blissful and they realized their spiritual identities and they went to the spiritual world. So lamentation for sure will be there, but we have to overcome it. Therefore Krishna says, Dhiras tatra namuyati, one who is a dhira or sober, who is learned in philosophy and established in knowledge, cannot be unhappy over the transmigration of the soul. Like Arjun, he lost his son, Abhimanyu. He cried, but then again he got back to fighting. Okay, how to give up illusion?
From the scripture,
Illusion is
reading from
by
sorry.
conquer. Yeah, that's right. Discussing from spiritual knowledge also
Spiritual
can give up
knowledge.
illusion. So the more, that means the more we hear, discuss Bhagavatam, the more we can give up our illusion. What is the illusion?
We are the body.
That's right. That's our illusion. 24/7, that's what we are thinking. I'm the body, right? Okay, what happens when one serves a great devotee?
Your pride goes away.
Yeah, because when we are serving, automatically then we are humbling ourselves, right? Otherwise, we are so proud. Why should I do this? Why should I do that? So to train ourselves to become prideless, serve a great devotee. Okay, and then what happens when one keeps silent?
He could be saved obstacles on the path of mystic yoga.
Mystic yoga, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you all have been in that position where at least I have been, and I feel, oh my God, I feel I
Yes,
shouldn't have spoken. I should have just kept quiet. Why did I open
yes,
my mouth?
yes.
Right?
I felt it strongly in my life because sometimes I just spoke right away without thinking. And it
Yeah.
has only become all the more mess.
Yeah, it
So
backfires,
rather,
right? Sometimes
yeah,
it backfires.
yeah, yeah. So it's good to be quiet rather. Mm.
Yeah.
And it
So, but then,
helps.
Uh-huh.
Shilpa ji, we don't want mystic yoga,
No,
right?
but but not only about mystic yoga, but even in our general everyday life, I'm talking about.
Okay,
Sometimes
okay, okay.
we are talking and we
Hmm.
put ourselves in trouble,
Hmm.
and then at least happens to me, and then I'm like, oh my God, I shouldn't have spoken. Why did I even speak that?
So
Sometimes it
whenever,
backfires.
yeah. So
But then how it is
we have to
saving us?
connect
I'm
it
just
with
trying to
general
understand
because we
this.
are not coming in yoga, right, Neha? We are not coming in the right path, right? That is also a yoga, right?
So
No, but
mystic
mystic
yoga,
yoga,
that's what even
yeah.
I didn't get that part.
You
I just
mean
want
why
mystic
is it that
yoga.
mystic yoga? Okay, because
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
on the
okay,
mystic
path of
actually, it's
mystic yoga.
interruption to yoga. It's probably the mystic is just there.
no,
We are
no, no,
general people, yeah.
but also it can be, because the yogi, he's in
Hmm.
meditation, right? So he
Hmm.
has to be silent, right?
Hmm.
Isn't it? So
इस
that he can
हिंदी में
actually meditate, no?
Yes.
If he's going to keep on talking to everyone, how will he focus
okay,
on his meditation? How will he
okay,
get the mysticism then?
okay, because actually in the Hindi it is written
Hmm.
मौन रहकर योग मार्ग. So योग मार्ग is perfect. That
Yeah.
is a connection with Krishna. Yes, कि
Yeah.
अवरोधों से बचा जा सकता है. So like I was just confused with this word mystic. Otherwise, because योग मार्ग तो ठीक है, right? Because yoga is that connecting your
Connecting.
connection, you establishing a connection with Krishna. So yes,
Yeah.
that it will cause trouble there on that path. It will be a trouble. Yes,
Also
totally
in
agree.
the part of mystic yoga it will, because the
Okay.
mystic, he has to keep
Hmm.
silent to do meditation.
Hmm. 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 Otherwise, he
Then
will not reach up to that point, right? That's what
exactly,
we are trying to.
yeah, he
Okay. Okay.
won't
Then
be able
okay.
to
Perfect.
advance. Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry, Deepika, were you saying something else or?
No, exactly what she said in the translation.
Okay,
Also
okay.
for yoga.
Yeah,
Also for because
yeah,
mystic yoga is well advanced, like you just said.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and envy? How can we give up envy?
In controlling our senses.
Sense
Yeah, that's what
gratification.
Narad Muni is saying. Narad Muni is saying stop sense gratification and we can conquer envy. So then how to do?
Chant more.
Chant more. Yeah,
Serve
please.
Krishna with love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
serve Krishna's senses.
Devotees and devotees and Krishna's
Yeah,
senses. Yeah.
yeah, serve
So
Krishna's
yeah.
senses. The more we try to serve Krishna's senses, the more we will be able to stop our sense gratification.
But I think this is so true. I think we should write down this on
Mm,
a piece of paper and
mm.
stick it on our walls, because I'm talking about myself as a human. I'll forget it when
When we need it the most, you mean?
yes, yes, it is so important, so important. These are the things that can really help us a lot in our spiritual life. We don't think about it, but we
That's
just try
true.
to think for the tougher parts. कि शायद this will help us in us, but these are those small things that will give us the base on our spiritual journey.
Yeah, so true. Because Narad Muni is giving us practical. He's practically telling us what to do. Okay, practically, you are lamenting, okay, now how to conquer it? You discuss spiritual knowledge. Now you're an illusion. What to do? Okay, discuss spiritual knowledge. Okay, you're proudful. What to do? Serve a great devotee. Okay, you're always getting into problems. Keep silent. Uh, to advance in your path of yoga. And envy is saying stop sense gratification. So that we can understand that serve the senses of Krishna. Then we'll be able to give up our envy. Okay. Kripaya bhuta jam dukkham
Kripaya
कृपया भूतजं
jam
दुःखं
dukkham
devam ja yat samadhina
devam jayat samadhina
atmajam yoga viryena
Atmajam
atmajam yoga
yoga
viryena
viryena
Nidram Sattva Nishevaya.
Nidram
Sattva
Nishevaya.
Nishevaya.
By good behavior and freedom from envy, one should counteract sufferings due to other living entities. By meditation and trance, one should counteract sufferings due to providence. And by practicing Hatha Yoga, Pranayam, and so forth, one should counteract sufferings due to the body and mind. Similarly, by developing the mode of goodness, especially in regard to eating, one should conquer sleep. By practice, one should avoid eating in such a way that other living entities will be disturbed and suffer. Since I suffer when pinched or killed by others, I should not attempt to pinch or kill any other living entity. People do not know that because of killing innocent animals, they themselves will have to suffer severe reactions from material nature. Any country where people indulge in unnecessary killing of animals will have to suffer from wars and pestilence imposed by material nature. Comparing one's own suffering to the suffering of others, therefore, one should be kind to all living entities. One cannot avoid the sufferings inflicted by providence, and therefore, when suffering comes, one should fully absorb oneself in chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. One can avoid sufferings from the body and mind by practicing mystic Hatha Yoga. So, that understanding that I'm suffering so much, then why should I unnecessarily put another living entity into suffering also? So, yeah, Narad Muni saying by good behavior and freedom from envy, one should counteract sufferings due to other living entities. So other living entities may trouble us, but we should behave well and not be envious. So Prabhupada is explaining envy, our envy of other living entities, especially animals. Because we suffer, we feel, oh, I need to make others suffer. But in fact, it should be opposite. That I'm suffering so much, then why should I let another living entity suffer? Sometimes it may happen that, oh, I have been through so much in my life. And so we feel that, it's okay for me to be harsh or something. Instead, realizing I've suffered, why should I make another person suffer? Yeah. Okay.
Does it mean animal sacrifice?
Animal sacrifice, also eating animals, unnecessary killing of animals, yeah. Sacrificing
Because
them.
suffering, right? Like then they say, like normally, you sacrifice an animal.
Yeah.
There,
Also like killing them to eat. Making
yeah,
them suffer too.
meat eating, right?
Meat eating. Yeah. And then to keep the body and mind healthy, Narad Muni is saying do pranayam, do hatha yoga. So the different asanas and pranayam to keep mind and body healthy, and eating food in the mode of goodness. This way we can control our sleeping. Eating food in the mode of goodness. Krishna speaks so much about the modes of nature. Okay. So we'll stop here and speak about passion and ignorance tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai, Gaur Bhakta
Jai.
Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you all.